Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending what time you see this. My name is Adolfo Garcia. I am a mentor with CSLAP. I help out students in Vanguard as of currently with anything college related or college admission related. And so today I'm going to be discussing financial aid and the budgeting with financial aid using an Excel spreadsheet. So we're going to go ahead and start. My focus is going to be with students that are going to UTRGV for today. So let's go ahead and get started. So in the beginning, UTRGV gives you a email and login password that allows you to view your admission status, your financial aid awards, and how that's going to work out, and as well as your tuition bill. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's my login information. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So we're going to go ahead and click on assist. Everything else for right now is somewhat remedial. We can go over it at a separate time if you want that kind of video. So we're going to go ahead and click on assist. Assist is the JAGNet version of UTRGV. It allows you to access everything from your degree works, your personal information, your billing information, as well as your financial aid. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and take a look at the admissions. So the admissions right here, plain as day admissions. So with this, you can go ahead and view whether you've been accepted, declined, or pending. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So once you click on admissions, there's something that says student admission status. So once we click on student admission status, here is my information. So I applied in the term of fall 2018. Decision was made, meaning I was accepted at the very end. Here's my major, the date that that my status date was done, and this was the application decision date. So that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a look at the financial aid. So under financial aid, this tab right here, you click on it, it brings down everything: your financial aid status, your eligibility, your award, and as well as any questions you may have, or the federal shopping sheet. Federal shopping sheet is kind of like the checkoff list of what to do before you go ahead and accept the award. So let's go to take a look at my financial aid status. So we're going to be taking a look at an old financial aid status. I know old, it's been a couple years already since then. We're going to go to 2018, 2019. So we're going to hit submit, and this brings up everything that I need to view at. So once we do this, then you go on, this is your financial aid award process completed. Let's go ahead and review my awards. Once I click here, award overview. So the award overview, here's a little list of the estimate cost of what it would be to live off campus. So this is like everything you need to know, summer components and such. But this is the main thing you need to know. So let's look at the three things that I have on my list. I have a federal subsidized loan, which we discussed earlier this semester, along with the subsidized loans and so forth, grants. So I have three different things that I could have accepted. I did not accept my work study. I currently had another job at the time, and I considered that my work study, and it worked perfectly fine. So let's look at the first one. I accepted a direct unsubsidized loan for $2,225, but this was dispersed over over a period of 2 different semesters. So I was given this same amount of money for one semester and another semester, which totaled out to $4,500. I declined federal work study, so I didn't receive any aid from there. But I did receive a Texas public education grant, meaning everyone gets this once you're out of high school. But there's a caveat. To continue receiving this, you have to do at least 24 college credit hours each year, meaning from the fall to spring semester. And if you want to know a little secret of mine, if you do summer 1, summer 2, even summer 3, if you're willing to go that far, as long as you get those 24 college credit hours out of the way, you're set. You will get this grant at the very end of the day. So I've already copied these numbers and moved them over to an Excel spreadsheet, which is best. Why a spreadsheet, you may ask? Well, it's better to do with numbers and such. So let's go to get to it. So overall, I'd be receiving $5,150 in aid with everything included. So here's the spreadsheet. Here's my total disbursement aid, and this is disbursement per semester. What I did here for the formula to get that, I did equals, then I clicked on the cell where my disbursement aid is, and then I put / and then 2. It's just basic math, /2, meaning divide by 2. And that then gave me $2,575. I then put my bill amount, which to do so, to look at my bill amount, we have to go to student services. So I click student services, registration, and then online student bill. You can go to the bursars as well as view it here, but here's always a lot more convenient for a lot of people. Believe me, driving to the bursars and waiting line isn't fun. So a little disclaimer, I am under full-time, but I'm above part-time, just 1 hour above part-time. Remember, we discussed the difference between part-time, full-time, and under part-time and the repercussions it may have. So on the right, current term payments are the different ways that I've paid off my current bill. So my bill totals out at $3,739.43. I know, only $3,000, right? You know, who bet an eye? Now let's go ahead and take a look at these fees here. These fees are extremely important because only one of them is not mandatory. The rest are. They're all forced to pay for. I know, we're all crying once we see these numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one that is, and the only one that is not mandatory, the parking permit mailer. What that is just saying that you paid your parking permit and you can park depending on which zone you purchased. I purchased, I believe it was a zone 1. It was the cheapest one, so it's like $60 for a whole year. Don't knock it till you try it. It's the cheapest one. It gets the job done as long as you make it to class, right? Everything else is mandatory. Now, one thing that I want to tell you about mandatory fees, sometimes they will pay off. The recreation fee? That's a free gym membership. You can go there whenever you want, as long as it's within the right times, guys. Don't break in and say, oh yeah, it's whenever I want to go. No. There's also the student union fee. That most of these fees are just there to kind of help keep things on campus, like the video game room and so forth. They're just ways to kind of keep maintenance in. Now, one thing that's mandatory for sure is the orientation fee. I know a lot of you had to pay for that already, and most of you did the virtual orientation by now. I know my sibling did. So the orientation fee is another mandatory fee. The medical service fee is a great fee because it's basically everything you need at a doctor's office, but on campus. You don't have to pay out of pocket unless it's something that is specialized. For example, TB tests, if you're going to do externships or clinicals, you need to do that. That is an out-of-pocket fee, but it is charged up to your school bill. It's never charged to you out of pocket directly. Now, if you have a disbursement, let's say I had a fee from the medical service fee, it would pop up here, and then whatever disbursement I had coming in, it would take care of it. So my total bill, like we said, was $3,739.43. It is here. Now, to determine the amount left over to pay here on the E column, what I did was I did A2. I clicked on A2, so I clicked on the numbers here. Then I hit the subtraction, parentheses, this column down here, the C5 column. Then I hit enter. Once I did so, it then gave me this number to come up with. So this is just a rough estimate of, or this is an exact estimate, I should say, of what is to be taken care of and how much you need to pay out of pocket. Now, this section over here, the fees and such, this is going to be for a separate topic if you guys want me to discuss on this even more. Basically, what it is if you're going to be living off campus not living with your parents, this is something that we can discuss. Basically, we could just tack on these numbers. So instead of having a bill amount for that one semester, we could also tack on, we could add this. Let's say we have, I don't know, $100 of supplies, and groceries, I don't know, another $40. So it's going to be this one, click on that one, plus, that one, click on that one, whoops, and then plus supplies, $190. So then from there, we could just say, right here with fees, gonna do this amount plus our sum, and that is your total adjusted amount. And that is how we're going to be dealing and kind of making sure your financial aid money spreads out and make sure that everything goes seamlessly according to plan with your financial aid and the semester billing. Now, keep in mind, like we said here, this is the total amount of money you're going to be receiving for the whole year, not for one semester. That really threw me off because I believed that, I'm going to be giving $5,000 in the beginning of the fall, when in retrospect, it was just the $2,875. Now, you may be saying, wait a minute, why does it say $2,875 here, but only $2,575 here? Well, I was just going with the half of that, like it says here, this divided by 2. I wasn't being exact. I don't know how the school does it with their disbursements. It really depends on your tuition cost. But depending on that, that's everything I have to say. Any questions? One thing that I recommend putting in your budget, I would say definitely would be under supplies. And that would be specifically like program costs, calculators if you don't have one, um, maybe even a method of transportation like metro services, not literally an underground metro per se, but let's say you live, I don't know, somewhere in San Juan, you don't happen to have a vehicle, but you do need to manage a way to get to campus. You could always carpool. You could always purchase a bus pass. I think it's free now, if I'm not mistaken. But please don't quote me on that. But there's other things you should be taking into account as terms of transportation, but also as well as groceries for sure. That's another thing you need to be taking into account. Food and food management. That's one thing you always need to take into account. Any other questions? Anytime. So, guys, that's it for my little presentation today on the UTRGV financial aid and budgeting. I will have this spreadsheet up and running for sure, making sure that it is 100% good to go. You could just plug in numbers wherever you want. I wouldn't recommend messing with the formulas up top, like here. Everything's already plugged in, ready to go. For sure, I'm gonna modify the feeds. I'm gonna modify the fees, but once you just plug in these numbers, let's say instead of 100, put 50, it already adjusts everything. So I'm going to be modifying that if you live off campus, of course, and then the adjusted numbers will be here in the back. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.